Hi guys, welcome to Brains and the Beat. If you're new here, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. And if you're oldie but goodie, thank you for staying tuned to your girl. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about another child that has been found dead. And these stories are becoming very frightening because this is the second one in 3 weeks. Which is sad. It's very, very sad. And once I see trends like this starting in Jamaica, normally the trends spike. It was the same thing with the women being killed by their spouses. It was like one every week, and then it just spiked and went out of control. I'm hoping that they're going to nip this in the bud and it don't spike like how the domestic violence killings happen in Jamaica. But let's get into this story. It says, there was a mixture of grief and confusion and anger on the faces of residents of the 15 Omaha Road in St. Andrew as they tried to make sense of the death of a 7-year-old girl who allegedly died from a stab wound early. Huddled in small groups, grief-stricken neighbors tried to make sense of the news that Bianca Spence received a wound to the heart and later died at the Bustamante Hospital for Children this morning. Her 31-year-old mother, Amon Francis, who said she has been unable to console herself since receiving the news, told the Gleaner team that in her haste to see her daughter, she was nearly hit by a truck. Francis, a mother of 5 who viewed her daughter's body at the hospital, believes she was a victim of foul play. Although an autopsy is being done to conclude the cause of her death, Francis pleaded several times for divine help to cope with the tragedy as she spoke to her team. An adult relative told her news team that Bianca awakened her 9-year-old cousin about 5 p.m. to turn on the light so that she could go to the bathroom, but instead she went to the kitchen and returned with a knife. He said, Haven, Bianca's nickname, what you doing with the knife? The relative related. The adult relative explained that the cousin called for Bianca's grandaunt and the bloodied child was found on the floor. The relative said that the 9-year-old cousin has been traumatized by the incident and her grandaunt, who was also Bianca's caregiver, have been receiving medical attention. The relatives say there was nothing unusual about Bianca's behavior the night before. They had chicken and chips from Superior and Bianca fed her baby cousin around the table. There was no signs that could have prepared them for the tragedy to come, the relative explained. Me cry enough, but it no really lick like how it feel lick me. But me cry whole heap, Francis said as she reflected on her daughter's short life. She would have celebrated her 8th birthday on November. Bianca, whose father lives overseas, was left in the care of her grandaunt, who lives at a short distance away from her mother, an arrangement that had been in place since Bianca was 3 years old. Neighbors said that little Bianca was brought up well. She attended church and they said she was not in need of anything. It shocked the whole away. We never expect it. Never see it coming. The grandaunt take a very, very good care of Bianca, and when she go to school, she have everything. She not short for nothing. She have her tablet, and right now a laptop them a plan to buy for her figure school, a neighbor remarked. The police who were contacted by the Gleaner for an update said they were piecing the clues together, they said. Honestly, I'm gonna straight out and say it. No 7-year-old is gonna take a knife and stab their own self in them chest. And I also believe there's foul play in this. I don't know if her little cousin did something with her and stabbed her by accident. I don't know what the case is, but I honestly believe foul play is in this case. A 7-year-old. I don't know what to say. I don't think she stabbed herself. Honestly, maybe she's seen something or she said something and pissed off the wrong person, whether that be her little cousin or an adult in that household. I don't know what the case is. I don't know what the case is, but I know she didn't stab herself. Something do not sit right with me with this case, and I'm always following my instinct, and that is just my personal opinion on this case. As you guys know, something don't sit right with me. I don't feel like she stabbed herself with a knife. You know how hard it is for someone to try to kill themselves? Adults try to kill themselves and don't go through with it. So for a 7-year-old to actually use a knife and stab themselves in the chest, right in the heart, I don't know if they know that precision as to where a heart is and how to stab themselves to kill themselves. Like a 7-year-old, I don't believe it. Comment what your thoughts are in the comment section, and condolence goes out to all the family members, all her friends, everyone that knew her. I can only imagine what her mother is going through, and yet again another woman have died. It was the same thing with the domestic violence issues. It was purely women and children, and now a lot of girls are dying of supposed suicide. And I hope these officers are really paying attention to these cases, because something is not sitting right with me. First, it was the girl from last week that hung herself in her mother's backyard. Now it's Bianca, and I'm sorry to say it's not sitting well with me. But comment what your thoughts are in the comment section. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Deuces.